Hello friends, welcome to our channel Kastur Classes. And in this particular video, I am going to discuss some important functions or methods related to mathematical operation which are available in Python. Okay, so first of all, one of the widely used mathematical operation is round. And the round I have already discussed in my first video of Python itself. Okay, I have shown you that suppose round of 5.63, I'll be getting what? 6, right? Because 6 is the nearest integer. Okay, if I write 5.13 as 5 is the nearest integer, I'll be getting 5. Okay, this is how round works. Now see, you may approximate up to 2 decimal place, 3 decimal place. Sometimes in practical scenario we may have to do like that also, only not only integer. Suppose there is a number which is having 6 digits after decimal place, but you have to round off up to 3 decimal place. Then how you can do? You have to pass that particular value up to what you want to do round off as a second argument. Suppose I am having 138945. Okay, this is one long value after decimal. Also there are lots of digits present. Now I want to round off up to 3 decimal place. So what is the third index position? That is 8. After that 9 is available, so 8 will be incremented by 1, so 8 will be 9. I will be getting 5.139. if I run, I will be getting 5.139. Okay, suppose I want to round off up to 2 decimal place. Okay, see, this is 3, right? So next one is 8, so 3 will be incremented by 4, 5.14. Like that round works. Now if you want to check the documentation, you need to write help round. Okay, just run. See, here you can see round a number to a given precision in decimal digits. Okay, so help also I have discussed help and tab completion in Python already. I have made one separate video. I hope you have seen that. If you have not seen, please go through my playlist where you will get help and tab completion in Python. Please go through that. Okay, so this is how round works. Now there are other operation, okay, like seal, float, all those things available. Now these all and much more inbuilt functions or methods are available in Python for mathematical computation in a particular module. Module is nothing but a package you can consider where similar kind of function, similar kind of methods are stored. Like all the mathematical methods or functions are stored in a particular package which is called math module. Okay. Now you need to import the module to apply those particular functions. How will you import? Import math you have to write. Okay, run the code. All the functions related to math is now imported. Now what are the functions? If you want to check, you need to write dir math. Okay, if I hit the enter, I'll be getting lots of functions available in math module in Python, like float, exp, erfc. This is very important for digital signal processing and digital communication system course. Okay, for communication engineering student, erfc is very important function. We calculate probability of bit error using this erfc. Anyway, now gcd is also available. Okay, and all those things, log available, pi available, sine, tan, cos, all these things available. Okay, let us directly go one by one. Suppose, see, let me show you with factorial. Okay, see, we know how to write code for factorial, right? So we traverse from 1 to that particular number, we multiply all those numbers, like n factorial equal to n into n minus 1 into n minus 2 into n minus 3 up to n 1, right? So all those number after multiplication we get the factorial result. Now in Python directly function is available. How you can apply that? Math dot factorial you have to write. See, math dot, in the math module it is available, so you have to write after importing the math module. If you want to use particular method or function of math, you have to write math dot factorial. Okay, math dot factorial of, suppose I want to get the factorial of 3. What I will be getting? 3 into 2 into 1, that is 6. If I run, I'll be getting 6. Okay, factorial of 4. 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, which is 24. See, 24. Okay, factorial of 5, which is 120. Right? Like this, you can check. Now, next example I am giving, which is very popular. Suppose seal operation. Math dot seal. What seal will do? Seal will map the particular fractional number to always nearest highest integer. Okay, Suppose I am giving 5.62. So nearest highest integer is what? 6, right? He will be getting 6. But if you are having 5.12, obviously nearest integer, although nearest integer is 5, but it will map to nearest highest integer, which is 6. See, if I run again, I will be getting 6. This is the difference in between seal and round. Round will map to nearest integer, that may be lowest or may be highest, but seal will always map to nearest highest integer, right? Then floor. Floor will do the reverse thing of seal. Okay, what it will do? It will always map to nearest lowest integer. Okay, math.floor 5.99. So see, 5.99, consider the value. The nearest integer is also 6, but it will map to nearest lowest integer, which is 5. Say you will be getting 5. And even if you write obviously 5.12, then also you will be getting 5. So this is the difference between seal, floor and round, right? Then suppose you want to get the square root, math dot squat. Okay, suppose I am giving 2. Square root of 2 is what? 1.414. 1.4142, some values you will be getting, right? Then some constants which are available. See, pi. Pi, you know, widely we are using. Simply write math dot pi. Many times in programming we may require 3.14 value pi. Well and good. This is one constant basically, right? Then some more constant, if we search, see, e. E is a nothing but a value between 2 and 3, right? We know. So math dot e, you need to just write, hit the enter, you will be getting 2.7, the value of exponent. Okay, exponential. So this is what about some constants. Okay, then pow. POW. I have shown you, right, the power, how to calculate the power of a number, that is double star we can use. Instead of double star, we can use math dot pow also. Okay, in Java also, after import java.lang.math, we do like the same thing, math.pow we apply. Suppose 5,2 I am writing, so 5 square it will giving us 25. Suppose 5 power 3, it will be giving us 125, like that. Okay, because 5 into 5 into 5 is 125, right? Then some more, log. This is also very important, and with this I will end my this particular lecture. One interesting trick I will be showing you, math.log. Suppose I am writing 100. So what it will compute? You have to give, after giving comma, you have to pass the argument which will be base. Okay, so basically I am giving a 10. What it will compute? It will compute the value of log 100 base 10. Okay, if I run, I will be getting 2, because you know log 100 base 10 is 2, right? Suppose log 100 base 100, obviously answer is 1, right? Then you can play with this log 100 base 2. If I write 6.64, like that, you will be getting. Or you can get the same result as other way. How? See, math dot log 100 comma 10 by math dot log 2 comma 10, right? If I run, same value I will be getting. This is the property of exchange of base property, right, of log. That is log b base a equal to log b by log a, where for both the case base is 10. Like that you can play with some mathematical formulas, verify. Okay, and what is the application of log in practical competitive programming? One very beautiful property is present. Suppose I am giving you one integer and you have to find how many digits are present for that integer. Suppose I am giving 89. How many digits are present? 2 digits, right? Suppose I am giving 89999. How many digits are present? 5 digits. Now you want to calculate this. There is one simple way, you convert this to string and calculate the length of this string. But you can use the property of log also for this particular case. Just remember this, you have to write like this, math dot floor, then math dot log the number, suppose a comma 10, that is base 10, and then plus 1. Okay, let me write here print. Let me just make one print statement. I'll be explaining what I am doing. Just give me 1 minute to complete the code. Int input enter a number. Okay, so let us check. Suppose I am giving one number. What is the length? 6, right? There are 6 digits. Okay, now if I run the code, I will be getting 6. Okay, suppose I am giving 2, only one digit. If I click enter, I will be getting 1. There is one digit. If I suppose giving 89789, that is 5 digit. If I hit the enter, I will be getting 5 digit. So this particular formula will always give me the number of digits present in an integer. Okay, remember this. What we are doing, we are basically calculating log a, and a is the input integer, base 10. We are calculating the float of that, and we are adding plus 1 with it. Okay, like if you check the formula here, it is available. I will be sharing this link also in the description. You can check the relationship between number of digits of a number and its logarithm. Here you can check the formula. See, very important, or in brief, in mathematical notation, using float function, d, that is number of digits, equal to float of log n base 10 plus 1. This is very important. Remember this. Okay, so this will be helping you some competitive programming and placement process interview questions. This is for the time being all for my this video. If you find this video helpful, please like, share and comment. And if you have not subscribed our channel till now, don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon to get the notification of our latest videos. Thank you for watching.